For decades, the art world feared a phantom, Octave Durham. His name echoed in the halls of Interpol and the world's grandest museums, a master thief who seemed to walk through walls and vanish without a trace. Detectives from Scotland Yard to the FBI built their careers chasing him, convinced they were up against a criminal genius. But here's the truth. Octave Durham never existed. The legend was a smokescreen, a myth masking a far more complex reality. Every clue, every daring heist, was part of a grand misdirection. While the world hunted a single mastermind, a decentralized network of thieves, forgers, and fixers operated in the shadows. The name Octave Durham was their shield, drawing all the attention while the real criminals thrived. To understand how this myth took hold, we need to revisit the crime scenes and evidence that built his reputation. The chase was real, the stolen art was real, but the man at the center was nothing more than a ghost in the gallery. The legend began in Boston, 1990. Two men, disguised as police, entered the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum and vanished with 13 priceless works. The world demanded a mastermind, and soon a taunting message arrived in Paris, signed Octave Durham. Suddenly, every unsolved art theft, Monet's, Fabergé eggs, rare manuscripts, was linked to this phantom. The media amplified the myth. Durham, the gentleman thief, stealing for the love of art. The crimes grew more theatrical. A Cézanne swapped for a replica at a Swiss gala. A Goya taken after a charming conversation with a guard in Madrid. Each heist left behind a calling card, an OD monogram, a mocking note. Investigators were taunted by untraceable messages, written in flawless French or Italian, critiquing museum security and ridiculing the authorities. The legend grew, fueled by the media and the network's own psychological warfare. Durham became a symbol, a phantom, always one step ahead, a myth that investigators could never quite catch. The taunting messages cemented his identity, making him a larger-than-life adversary. But behind the legend, the real criminals remained invisible. The world was to sombre as shadow foils, and the myth only grew stronger. For years, the task force chased a ghost, building endless, contradictory profiles. Was Durham a special forces operative, an art historian, an aristocrat, or a working-class genius? Theories abounded, but none fit. Physical evidence was scarce and misleading. A woman's hair in Amsterdam, a fingerprint from a jailed petty thief in Florence. Security footage was corrupted or useless, and clues seemed deliberately contradictory. The sheer range of skills and global reach made the idea of a single mastermind impossible. Whispers began. What if Durham was a brand, not a person? As more heists occurred, each with different styles, the single suspect theory collapsed. Investigators realized they'd spent years chasing a name, while a network hid in plain sight. The breakthrough came from data, not fingerprints. An Interpol analyst noticed the heists clustered around major art events, implicating insiders, collectors, dealers, transporters. The theory emerged. Octave Durham was a franchise, a shared criminal identity. Different cells, each with unique skills, operated under the same banner, using the name as a mark of quality and misdirection. Old evidence made sense. Female DNA, discarded fingerprints, taunting messages, all part of a coordinated brand. The investigation shifted from chasing a phantom to mapping a network. The real chase had just begun, targeting the infrastructure of the art world itself. The ghost was fading, revealing a sprawling criminal enterprise. As technology advanced, so did the Durham network. They moved into digital art theft, hacking NFTs, bribing museum staff, exploiting security flaws. Inside, jobs became the norm, with digital blueprints and encrypted communications enabling near-invisible heists. Investigators fought back with digital forensics, tracking crypto transactions and analyzing metadata. A breakthrough came when analysts decrypted a conversation about a planned Vienna heist, offering a rare glimpse inside the network. The battle shifted to cyberspace, with both sides recruiting hackers and data scientists. The game had changed. Art crime was now fought in ones and zeros. Technology had transformed both the thieves and the hunt. The case broke open with a deathbed confession from a forger in Marseille. He revealed the network's structure, decentralized, with project managers recruiting teams for each heist, The name Octave Durham was a brand, guaranteeing professionalism. The most shocking revelation: many heists were commissioned by ultra-wealthy collectors seeking art for private, secret vaults. The network was a service provider, stealing to order for the world's richest. The police realized the stolen masterpieces were never meant to resurface. They were trophies for the elite. The forger's final clue: a client's name tied to a long-lost Caravaggio. The investigation's focus shifted from thieves to the shadowy patrons behind them. Armed with the forger's clue, the task force targeted a reclusive tech billionaire. Surveillance uncovered a shipping manifest for a climate-controlled crate, matching the stolen Caravaggio bound for a Geneva free port. Inside the billionaire's vault, authorities found not just the Caravaggio, but a trove of stolen masterpieces, Vermeer, Monet, and more. The billionaire was arrested, but the interrogation revealed he was more than a client. He was a network architect, designing secure systems and financing operations. He provided names and details of other elite collectors, exposing a global society of patrons who commissioned thefts. Arrests followed worldwide, revealing a dark alliance between criminals and the global elite. The thieves were employees. The true masterminds were the collectors. The art world was forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Its greatest admirers were its greatest threat. The myth of the lone thief was shattered. The real power lay with those who could buy the world's secrets. With the network exposed, one question remained: who created the Octave Durham myth? The answer surfaced in an FBI audit. Octave Durham was a code name for an informant, assigned by a literature-loving handler years before the legend began. The real informant had participated in early heists, with the FBI allowing minor crimes to proceed for intelligence on bigger targets. The agency's gamble sacrifice art to infiltrate global criminal networks. But the codename took on a life of its own, evolving into a global criminal brand. The FBI, meant to hunt the Phantom, had unwittingly created him. Their long game spiraled out of control, fueling the very legend they sought to end. The myth was born from bureaucracy, not criminal genius. The agency's moral compromise had global consequences. The legend of Octave Durham was a self-fulfilling prophecy. The final twist. The hunt for Octave Durham was a cover for a devil's bargain. The FBI's decision to let crimes continue for intelligence allowed the network to flourish. Art became a pawn in a larger game of espionage and geopolitics. The trust between museums and law enforcement was shattered. The recovery of stolen art was a triumph, but the questions lingered. How many other bargains are made in the shadows? The story of Octave Durham is not about one man's genius, but about a system that nurtured darkness in pursuit of control. The ghost is gone, but his shadow remains, a warning to the art world and to us all.